everybody. It's March 27th, and this is Broadway.com live at 5. Today we have a star of Broadway's new play, The Play That Goes Wrong. We have Nancy Zamit here, and I hope that a lot of things go wrong.
You do?
I really do. I think it'll be in the spirit of the show. I'm excited about that.
I'm waiting for this table to fall over. I'm Beth Stevens.
Hey, Beth. And before we kick off our interview with Nancy, Beth is going to give us the rundown of the news.
But you didn't introduce yourself. This is
Oh
Andy
my
Lefkowitz.
gosh, this is Andy Lefkowitz. I'm
wrong.
so excited about Nancy. I hardly know my name.
I love that. Look for more things to go wrong.
Yes.
So, we had a Broadway opening last night. Yes. Congratulations to Sweat on Broadway. Lynn Nottage, the playwright, the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright, had
her Broadway
debut.
debut.
Amazing. And the play takes place in two periods, 2000 and 2008. So our Red Carpet Challenge was to answer trivia about Y2K, about the year 2000. Remember when they called it Y2K? Remember when cell phones were really big? Remember? Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So that's, but we have big news.
Sure do.
We have big news. You know what I'm going to say, right?
I sure do. I'm so excited about it.
Once on This Island is coming back to Broadway. I'm so excited. So this is Lynn Ahrens and Stephen Flaherty musical. Won LaShawne's a Tony as Timon.
Nominated as a Tony.
Nominated.
That's
Sorry,
all right.
nominated. She
Years
won
later, though,
for
for
The Color
Purple.
And this time it will be directed by Michael Arden,
Nice.
who just recently directed Spring Awakening,
Nice.
that revival. This will begin previews on November 9th and open on December 3rd at a venue to be announced.
Yes. And something that's really cool is they're doing an international casting call for the role of T. Moon, which LaShawne's originated. So they'll be doing that in Haiti in April. So that's pretty cool.
How amazing is that?
Yeah.
International. Speaking of international, it's World Theater Day, hashtag World Theater.
Yes.
World Theater Day, sorry. That's not to be confused with Global Theater Day, American Theater Day, New York Theater Day, or whatever else.
The days really
happy
love
World Theater Day.
Yeah, hey.
So we're going to start off with Once on This Island in Haiti auditions. That's pretty
Nice.
cool. So much more going on. Arthur Miller's The Price has extended for a week on the Broadway, starring Mark Ruffalo and Tony Shalhoub and Jessica Hecht and Danny DeVito. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty
People
cool.
are loving it. People
More
are loving
Miller.
it.
Yeah.
More Miller.
Yeah.
More Miller time for them. Love and Idleness, which is a Terence Rattigan play in London, is transferring to the West End. Directed by Trevor Nunn, starring Eve Best.
She's incredible.
Isn't she the
Broadway
best?
Veteran.
She's the best.
Two-time Tony nominee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's at the Menure Chocolate Factory, and that's ending in April 29th, but it will open at the Apollo on May 18th for a run through July 1st. So you've got a lot of time to see this show.
Plenty of time.
Amber Tamblyn, have you heard of her?
Yes, Joan of Arcadia, Emmy
Joan of
nominee.
Arcadia. Yes, Emmy
Yeah.
nominee. She's going to be in Gina Gianfrida's, I'm sorry, Gina, but I love your work, play Can You Forgive Her at the Vineyard, opposite Tony winner Frank Wood. What did he win a Tony for?
He for Sideman. What?
So good. I thought it was going to go wrong, but it's going fine.
It's going good.
I shouldn't say that. Things are going to go wrong very soon. So anyway, that begins previews on May 4th, down at the Vineyard. Andrew Rannells.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Who doesn't love Andrew Rannells? See, everyone raise their hands. Everyone loves him.
That voice.
That
Come
voice.
on.
He was on Girls, of course. He's always on Girls as Elijah Krantz. He sang "Let Me Be Your Star" from Bombshell, from Smash. Get It Straight.
Yeah.
We have a little clip. It's just, I think he was actually born to play Marilyn Monroe.
I think so as well.
Team Elijah.
We need to
I'm
bring
just
this to
saying.
Broadway.
I'm ready. I don't know if there's a part for him in Bombshell that's not Marilyn Monroe, but whatever part, I think Andrew should take it. So look for that.
He can rotate with Megan Hilty.
Team
Right.
Ivy, you're Team Ivy.
I am. What can
People
I
are
say?
hanging, and he can ask Christian Borle, who was on Smash, and what's his co-star in Falsettos? We'll just stop right there. Okay.
Totally.
Simon Stevens, who we all know from the curious incident of The Dog in the Nighttime, the Tony-winning play, has a new play at the Royal Court in London, and that casting has been announced. It's called Nuclear War. Doesn't it sound exciting? I want to say it with a smile. I want to say it with a smile, but it sounds, Hey, Pharrell. You know Pharrell. Happy. You know Pharrell. There's going to be a movie musical. How amazing is that?
So cool.
Based on his life, no casting is announced, but Tony winner Michael Mayer, speaking of Spring Awakening, which I mentioned earlier, he directed the original production. He's going to direct this movie about Pharrell. What?
It sounds pretty
I don't
darn
even know
cool.
what's going on.
I'm kind of down for that.
Have you ever played Never Have I Ever?
I have.
Oh, so you have to put down a finger. You have to put down. I should have
I
asked you.
know, right?
Eva Noblezada, star of Miss Saigon, played that for us. And it's so adorable. Did you watch that?
Yes, it is totes to the adorbs.
You just said toast to the
I
absorbs.
sure.
You just said that. What?
I sure did.
Oh my God. So anyway, look out for that because one, even noblezada, and two, I'm using my finger to see what I'm doing. Okay, moving on.
Right.
Okay, we are prescient because our Friday Culturalist Challenge was your favorite Errands and Flattery, am I saying Flaherty, musical because Anastasia started previews. But today, Once on This Island was announced.
Guys.
What? Your number one pick, I will just say, I will give you a hint, it was neither of those shows. Okay, but you can check that out and see what it was. Go find out what it was. And if you're, we're very caffeinated to excuse us. Waitress did very well in its last week with Jessie Mueller.
It sure did.
It really did because everyone wanted to see Jessie do her last sugar butter thing.
Yeah.
And starting on Friday, Sarah Bareilles will take over that role. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of waitress information coming out of us.
Heck yeah.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. That's not news. The news, this is in London at the Old Vic. Daniel Radcliffe, whom some of you may know from his Broadway appearances and other stuff. Can't think of anything else. That has extended and is now running through May 6th. So if you haven't booked your trip to London, now you've got a little more time.
Do it.
So there was a couple, Amanda Seyfried and Thomas Sadowski. Am I saying her name correctly?
I think it's Seyfried, but...
See, I don't know anything. They met doing Neil LaBute's The Way We Get By at Second Stage. Did you see that play?
I did. It was, whoa. It was some strong stuff.
We're not going to spoil the play that was done 2 years ago, but they got married a little while ago, and now they have a baby girl, whose name, I can only imagine, is Neil LaBute.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that makes sense.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. It's a good name for a baby girl.
Okay, speaking of movie musicals.
Yes.
Check this out. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's very talented, just want to say that, is directing and co-starring with Channing Tatum, who is very handsome, in a musical comedy called Wingmen.
Wingmen.
Which sounds like a perfect thing for them. And of course, it takes place in Vegas. There's no timeline for this, but I can't wait for it. I'm sure that has a lot to do.
Yeah. How many musicals take place in Vegas? I bet there are a lot.
Honeymoon
in Vegas is one of them.
Andy.
Yes, I know.
Malia Obama has gotten the theater-going bug from her parents,
Yes.
who are avid theater goers, and she saw Significant Other this weekend, and we have a picture of that because she went backstage and said hi to the cast. Hey,
There you
Malia,
go.
come back anytime. All right, so
Hey.
that's the news, but that's not important. What's important is the things that go wrong.
Zamit is here.
So I'm going to get going. Oh, we don't have our clapper, do we? Oh, we're going to get our
goodness.
clapper.
We're
I'm
gonna
going to
get
stay
our
here for
clapper
a while.
so that we can clap for Nancy Zamit and the play that goes wrong.
Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. What?
Come on, Nancy.
Thank
Bye,
you so
guys.
much, Beth. Let's bring Nancy over here. Come on.
Hi.
Hey, Nancy.
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing. Oh, I'm sliding.
Oh
This is
my god,
exciting.
it's pretty cool, huh? So Nancy, you're making your Broadway debut in the play that goes wrong. How's that going for you?
What? I don't know. It's so mad. It's so mad. We're
Yeah.
here.
Is this something that you ever imagined would be possible? You've been part of this theater company that created the play that goes wrong since 2009. Did you ever imagine that you'd be bringing one of those works to Broadway?
No, never. We actually had a joke in the company. We used to do it at a tiny, tiny pub theatre. And we opened that you could hear the football going on downstairs in the pub, and like people were banging around, spilling their pints on the stage and loads of stuff. And when it got really, really bad, our joke would be, as a company, we'd be like de-rigging the lights and like sweeping up all the stuff on the stage after the show, and like clearing people's drinks and stuff and taking them back downstairs to the pub. And Dave Hearn, one of our actors, used to always go, "Next up, Broadway!" And we'd all laugh like, "That's stupid." And now we're here. It's crazy.
Incredible. I'm seeing it on Friday, but from what I hear, the funniest show on Broadway.
You got to say that though, don't
Yeah,
you?
come on.
I
So
don't know.
it's Mischief Theater Company, right, that created this. Can you tell me a bit about Mischief Theater Company and the creation of the play that goes wrong?
Yeah, I mean, we started off as a improv company.
Okay.
Actually, we all met at Lambda. It's a theatre company in England.
Okay.
In England, at Lambda. It's a great school, and everyone in the company, pretty much everyone, has gone to it at some point in different year groups.
Okay.
And so we all kind of met each other in different ways. A few people started a show for the Edinburgh Festival, and we basically did 8 years of the Edinburgh Festival year after year after year after year. So we all lived together very closely all of the time. Had many teenage arguments, many we're like a little family.
Right.
And then 3 of the guys, the 3 writers, just were living together because they had to have a house, had to live together.
Yeah, of course.
And they started writing really, really early drafts of the play that goes wrong, what is now the play that goes wrong, that's gone through about maybe 20, 30 different drafts over the years. We had a tiny, I could go on forever about this. It basically started really, really, really small at a pub with just all of us for the first time being like, let's do a scripted show. Right. We find each other funny, let's do some funnies, and now we're here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a bit about kind of the genesis of the piece. Like, how did it go from being in a pub to having a bigger profile in London and then ending up on Broadway?
Basically, it's just like scrabbling different people for money.
That's what you have to do, yeah.
But yeah, we started off, our first run that we ever did was pretty awful as an experience, actually. The first few runs, we were all working day jobs. We made it happen off the back of the money that we'd kind of made off Edinburgh's that we'd done for improv shows. And then we transferred to Trafalgar Studios, the smaller space at Trafalgar Studios in London, on our own, off our own backs, and we won a What's on Stage award for that, and that was something that I still take as an achievement that's so enormous in my eyes, because we did that without anyone.
Right.
And then just as we were at Trafalgar Studios, Mark Bentley and Kenny Wax picked the show up and were like, let's do a tour. And this was the biggest thing that had ever happened to us. So we were like, absolutely, we'll do a tour. Yeah. Tour then got a West End transfer, and now we are here.
On
so
Broadway.
It's just a crazy runaway train that's never seemed to stop.
Oh my God. No, Nancy, for people who don't know the play that goes wrong, can you tell me, what is the play about?
The actual play is really boring. It's really boring. It's really dull. We've done the play that goes right a few times as a practice to what it should be.
Yeah.
So you know how to react to things when they go wrong. And that play, doing it right, is just terrible. It's a terrible play. But it's a murder mystery. It's about a group of really bad actors doing an awful murder mystery play. And it's a farce, so it's kind of a mash between like Monty Python and Fawlty Towers and that kind of stuff. It's just really quintessentially British humour. I think we just like we love falling over, hitting each other.
Oh my God!
And like we're obsessed with slapsticks. Our company manager, Maddie DiCarlo, hello. Yeah. He found it hilarious because every time we're in a group doing rehearsals, we have this big group discussion. Every time there needs to be a nap on a punch, it's like a huge deal.
Oh my God.
Like 12 of us will be in there being like, is that the right sound? How loud is that? And like all of the Americans find us hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Now, tell me a bit more about your background. How did you get into improv? How did you get into this troupe and performing with them?
Mine's kind of mad, actually, because I wanted to be an actor since I was little. I was one of those annoying kids that were like, I'm going to be a star. It's going to be great. Whatever. We were all those people. And then I went to LAMDA, did a 6-month foundation course. Okay. And that was mainly improv based. That's why everybody in the company knows that level of improv. And then I didn't get into drama school ever. And I tried for 4 years, many drama schools. Nobody liked it. So then I was like, you know what? The play that goes wrong will be my last play I ever do. And I started directing music videos for a living. Okay. And now that was a silly thing because I shouldn't have been so quick to stop.
So, hey, we have a comment from Tracy Lee Shelley saying, love your purple hair.
Thanks.
FYI. But then we have a question from Chelsea Hazelhurst who's asking, how does anything in your show go right? Oh, rather, hi. Does anything in your show go right?
Yeah, it does. But actually, it's a real nightmare when it goes right, because then if it has to go wrong, and it goes right, it's the worst thing ever, because
Right.
basically if a door needs to fall off,
Yep.
and the whole next sort of half an hour of the play is to do with that door not being there,
Right.
if it's still there,
Right.
we have to like
Yank it off.
bust that door
Oh
down.
my god.
So there's
I
been
love it.
there's been lots of times where something hasn't happened. Like I ripped a clock off the wall the other day, and was like, oh my god, no, this isn't. We basically just have to smash stuff up if it goes right.
That's amazing. Hey, Billy Murphy wants to know, what is your dream role?
This is a bit of a weird one, and I guess for people that don't know me, it's very odd. But it's actually Ursula in The Little Mermaid,
Oh my
because
god.
I sing like kind of soul jazzy stuff,
Nice.
and I do comedic acting, and I love like big characters and that kind of stuff. So actually it's that, and I
That's a
love
great
being
choice.
gross and like being the evil person.
Nice.
I'm never the princess or the like fancy lady that's
Oh
falling in
my
love with someone. I'm
gosh,
always like
I
the really
love it.
mad person that's getting in there.
Nice.
So that's my
And you
dream
know,
role.
Disney's making a live action version of Little Mermaid right now.
I would
Disney, are you
kill
listening?
someone.
Nancy Zamit, right here.
I'll
We
crush
need to make
it, I
this
promise.
happen. Come on. All right, let's see what we have here. Tim Norman says, blessed to have seen 3 Mischief Theatre Company shows in London, all incredible. What's the funniest show experience as a result of improv and audience interaction?
Oh my god. Well, thank you firstly for seeing all of them. That's really nice. People yeah, it's really nice that people are coming back.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The funniest one, I guess one of the best improv based things is actually in The Play That Goes Wrong. At the moment we just kept it in because it was real funny. But there's a point where a phone has to get to someone on the other side of the stage.
Oh my God.
You'll see it
Right.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But and it was meant to have a really, really long cord. So we had this really big, long elastic cord originally. It wasn't that funny, and we were all a bit like, how can we make this moment better? And one day the cord snapped. And we had to suddenly just improvise this whole thing. So now there's a whole bit in the play that has come out of what we did that night on tour ages ago. And that bit, if you see the phone call bit, that's all an improvised bit that's never changed from that point. So I guess that's kind of an unfulfilling
Right.
tale
Right.
if you haven't seen the show. But then you'll have to go and see it.
Oh my god, I love it. Hey, so Lisa Pawleski is asking, so envious of your National Theatre and NT Live. Any inspirations from their work that have affected you?
Oh, so much. I mean, so much. I think for English actors, the National Theatre is like, if you get there, you are there. You have made it. You're a serious actor. I think for me, that's definitely it. Some people it's the Globe. Some people it's working with the RSC. But I think for me personally, it's like if I ever got the chance to work in the National, I would just poop myself.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what I'd do. I don't know what I'd do. It would be crazy. And then the whole NT Live thing. There's so many amazing little pop-up cinemas that are
Right.
going on in London at the moment. It's really vibrant for that because it's cold in London and everyone likes to sit in a warm place. So there are these great little cinemas, and
Yes.
getting to watch shows like that, oh my god, what an
Oh my
amazing
God,
thing.
I
It can
love it.
only be a good thing. That is just fantastic. I just so desperately, want to do a live show of one of our shows. If anyone wants to put that in
Oh
the
my
cinema,
gosh.
please do. I'd love that.
So Nancy, you guys are in previews on Broadway right now. How do the American audience reactions compare to the British audience reactions you were getting?
We were so scared because we just were like, they're not gonna like us. We're mad Brits doing mad falling over stuff. But it's been the first night we came out of stage door. It's not really, if you're not famous. Hi. You don't really get people waiting at stage door for you
Right.
in London.
Okay.
You only get the hardcore fans.
Right.
They're super lovely, but it's not really a done thing that you sign autographs after.
Right.
So that first preview was like a whole thing
Yeah.
backstage, like at stage door, and we just were all like, what the hell is going on? But people seem to really, really love it, and it's been so nice. It's been so nice because it could have been a real shitstorm. And we just didn't really, we just had no idea.
Yeah.
if
To get
people
to that
would
kind of
go for it.
reception must feel
And
incredible.
in England it works because if like the whole tourism industry, if people come to England, they're seeing this quintessentially English play,
Right.
very British humour, and it's like really cute because we're Brits.
Yeah.
But in here, we didn't know whether it would translate, and people are at the moment, unless they're all lying,
Right.
you know, it might be a thing.
Yeah.
They're loving it. They're loving it at the moment, but we haven't had any reviews yet. So
But you have the audience response, which is
Audiences
more
are
important than anything.
crazy great,
Yeah.
crazy great. The laughter is mad. It's like a
Nice.
mad time. It's a party.
I love it. So lastly, Nancy, if you can tell audiences, why should they go see The Play That Goes Wrong? Who is it for?
Oh, it's for everyone, and I don't say that like, you know, this show is for everyone and it's so great and everyone can see it, but it really is just such a like fundamentally funny thing, I think. Anyway, I still find it funny, but it's family. It's like for your whole family. So if you are like 3 or 90, you can go and find it funny because everybody likes someone falling over funny, and
It's
then
so
you get to
true.
go and it's a safe zone to actually laugh at people doing really stupid things and doing things wrong. And it's just so family orientated, and it's so universal that's by far the biggest reason to go.
Nice. I'm so excited about seeing the
I'm
show.
excited for you
You
to
guys
see it
get
now.
yourself to the Lyceum Theater. The Play That Goes Wrong. We have Nancy rocking it. Thank you so much for being here
Thank
today.
you.
And get yourself to the Lyceum, folks. Have a great day, all
See you
right?
later.